I was looking for a quick getaway, a place to clear my head for a weekend. The Airbnb listing seemed perfect, a quaint, isolated cabin nestled in the woods, miles away from the nearest town. It promised tranquility and a chance to disconnect from the chaos of daily life. I booked it without a second thought. I arrived just as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. The cabin was charming, with a rustic exterior and a cozy interior that smelled of pine and cedar. After unpacking my things, I settled into the small living room with a cup of tea and a good book. The silence was soothing, a welcome change from the constant noise of the city. As night fell, the tranquility took on an eerie quality. The wind whispered through the trees, and the creaks and groans of the old cabin became more pronounced. I tried to ignore it, chalking it up to the natural sounds of an old building in the woods. Around midnight, I decided to call it a night. I turned off the lights and climbed into the creaky bed, pulling the heavy quilt up to my chin. Sleep came quickly, but it wasn't long before I was jolted awake by a loud thump. I sat up, heart pounding, and listened. Another thump, followed by a dragging sound. I grabbed my phone and switched on the flashlight, sweeping the beam across the room. Nothing, just my suitcase and the furniture, casting long, sinister shadows on the walls. I tried to shake off the fear and lay back down, but the noise persisted. Thump, drag, thump, drag. It seemed to be coming from the basement. I hadn't even realized the cabin had a basement. Reluctantly, I got out of bed and made my way downstairs, the wooden floorboards creaking under my feet. I found the door to the basement in the kitchen, a heavy wooden thing with an old iron latch. Taking a deep breath, I unlatched the door and descended the narrow staircase. The basement was musty and dark, my flashlight barely cutting through the gloom. I scanned the room, my heart racing. At first it seemed empty, just a few old boxes and some dusty furniture. But then I saw a shadowy figure in the corner, hunched over and barely visible in the dim light. "Hello," I called out, my voice trembling. The figure moved, straightening up slowly. It turned to face me, and I saw a pair of glowing eyes reflecting the light of my flashlight. My blood ran cold. Without thinking, I bolted back up the stairs, slamming the door behind me. I locked it and pushed a heavy chair against it for good measure. My mind raced. Who or what was that? I grabbed my phone and dialed the number of the Airbnb host, but there was no answer. Panicking, I packed my things as quickly as I could, keeping an ear out for any more sounds from the basement. Just as I was about to leave, I heard a voice. Faint and distorted, it whispered my name. That was enough. I sprinted to my car, threw my bags in the back, and drove off into the night. I didn't stop until I reached a motel several miles away. I spent the rest of the night wide awake, unable to shake the feeling of those glowing eyes watching me. The next day, I contacted the host again and demanded an explanation. They seemed genuinely shocked and insisted that no one else had access to the cabin. I left a detailed review, warning others to stay away. To this day, I don't know what I saw in that basement, but one thing is certain: I won't be using Airbnb again anytime soon.